there, this is TheRubyRevolution. Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to the patch 1.101 War Thunder dev server. The Jaguars are now on the dev server, which is absolutely fantastic. We had the dev blog for these today. We're getting two versions of these with this update, one for Britain and one for France. There's quite a few differences between the two versions of this aircraft, not just with the design and how they physically look, but how much ordnance and what type of ordnance they can carry as well. It's also going to have to be a very quick video today because I'm very short of time, so apologies if this one's a little bit rushed compared to some of my other videos. Now, the British one is going to be 10.0 and so is the French one. It's sitting after the Swift in the tech tree, so pretty good if you want to get to it if you're, say, at rank 5 aircraft and you're pushing it into that final tier. In terms of the weaponry this is going to be able to carry, it's going to be armed with 30-meter Aiden cannons to start off with 300 rounds in total. And in terms of the ordnance on this, it's definitely more bomb oriented compared to the French one. This can carry 1,000-pound bombs, 540-pound bombs, as well as CRV-7 rockets, as well as AIM-9G air-to-air missiles. These ones have a maximum overload of 16G, which is definitely less than some of the other top-tier air-to-air missiles we currently have. So the British one is not going to be the best in terms of air realistic battle, but I still think it would fare pretty well, especially in ground realistic with that 6 1,000-pound bomb load. Now, the French one is different to the British one in a couple of subtle ways, not just because of the design. The nose especially is different with the French version of this aircraft. Incidentally, it's after the Antidant in the French line, so it's going to take a little bit more grinding if you're trying to get down to it from rank 5. Now, the French one is definitely going to be better in terms of air-to-air ordnance because it's going to be able to carry those R550 magic missiles. With two of these with those 30G overload, so they're going to be very good at taking on targets in air realistic battle. But in terms of the bomb load, it's not as good as the British one. It can only carry 400 kilogram and 250 kilogram bombs. So a little bit of a mix between which one's going to be better between the British and the French one. But the French one definitely has the better ordnance in terms of the rockets it can carry with these, the SNEBS rockets, as well as these TBA ECC rockets, and these other ones as well, which are lots of different types of rockets it's going to be able to carry. It also differs in terms of the guns. It has very slightly. This one has a DEFA 553 cannons instead of the Aidens. In game though, they're pretty much going to work very similar to each other in terms of the guns. The 30-meter cannons are absolutely fantastic. The top speed on these as well is around Mach 1.4, I think I said on the dev blog, so not going to be the quickest compared to some of the other jets we have at top tier, but I'm just so glad that this is coming to the game. It should have come into the game years ago, really, absolutely ages ago. When the T2 came into the game, the Jaguar should have come into the game as well. Anyway, what we're going to do now is take the British Jaguar GR1 out into a test flight. Unfortunately, I don't have time today to be able to modify everything out to get all the missiles on, etc. But you're going to be able to get a general idea of what this aircraft is going to be about. Okay, here we go. We're in the test drive now for the Jaguar. The landing gear on this is just so far off the ground because this was designed to operate off rough runways and motorways, etc. That's a very interesting landing gear. There's some interesting footage of this taken off from literally grass runways, which is pretty interesting for a jet aircraft. Can we get her up? There we go. Oh, I do love the Jaguar. I really do love the Jaguar. Not only because I learned my job on this aircraft. I think the Jaguars are gorgeous looking aircraft. Let's have a look at the cockpit. It's very well detailed. This looks very similar to how I remember it, although the ones which I'm used to have the much upgraded avionics systems on it. Incidentally, I've also had a look to see the tail number of this aircraft because I recognize it, and I've actually been on this aircraft. I have actually worked and learned my job on this aircraft, which is pretty interesting if you're into that sort of thing. Anyway, Let's throw her around. Let's see how we get on. Oh, okay, she likes to dip the nose when you turn it. It's going to fly very similar to the T2, which is what I was expecting. Yep, rolls very good. How quick is she going to push through Mach? Now, the Jaguar in real life was mostly designed as a low-level attacker aircraft or light attacker aircraft. It had very good avionics systems and ground and navigating radar. Oh, it just looks fantastic. I don't think this is going to be the best jet. It's not going to change anything. It's really not going to change anything, but it's just nice to have the options there to be able to play these aircraft. And the Jaguar already, like I said, should have come into the game quite a while ago. Would have been a good counter to the T2s, the F-100s, and the MiG-19s, but like many aircraft, it's come in just a little bit too late. Coming a little bit too late, but by God does it look absolutely fantastic. I have to say as well, this is quite slow to accelerate to max speed. Considering we're flush as well and we don't have anything on. There we go, finally just about pushing through Mach. That is quite slow. That is quite slow to push to max speed. Should we go for a climb? Oh, yep, she definitely likes to dip the nose in around when you put her into a turn. Okay, she's losing speed quite quickly. Does she have... Yep, she has combat flaps. Oh, yeah, that is a weird roll and turn she's got on there. Oh, there we go. It feels very similar to the T2, but I don't think the flight model's quite finished yet because she's definitely doing some weird stuff. Let's see if we can shoot one of the MiGs down in a second with the 30mm. Okay, here we go. Just dive on the MiG here. Probably gonna miss, knowing me. Straight and level aircraft, and I bet I won't be able to hit it. There we go. Inners are definitely gonna do the job. It's gonna be similar-ish to like how the Lightning performs, but it's definitely a lot more jittery. I mean, I'm just literally pressing the S button here, and it's doing its own thing when I'm doing that. Definitely still got some teething problems, that's for sure. Because it would be unfair to leave the French out, we'll take the Jaguar A out as well. Now, I'm expecting the cockpit is going to be just exactly the same. Yes, it is. Very nice cockpit, though. Very nice cockpit. What gets me this is the circuit breakers are on the cockpit. So the pilot could reset them. In the more modern aircraft with the Typhoon, we don't actually do that. We don't like to give the pilot the option to be able to pull things and reset things. Unless he pulls the wrong thing. Anyway. How's the flight mode on this one? Okay, it's still been a little bit weird on this one as well. I'm expecting they probably got the same flight model. We'll chase after the MiG-15. Oh shit, just a gorgeous looking jet though. I need to actually check with this. We have a ballistic computer, that's good. Definitely should be expected considering this is pretty much a 1970s aircraft. Will be interesting moving forward what weaponry this aircraft is going to get, because this could carry some very sophisticated weaponry, such as anti-radiation missiles, laser-guided bombs. It could carry thermonuclear bombs as well, but I think that might be a little bit too powerful for War Thunder, and we could definitely see those systems eventually, I think, but right now we're just having the dumb ordnance, which is fine. I'm just very happy to see this jet in game. Can we get this MiG-15 down? Oh god, the Deffer cannons are awful. There we go. Absolutely gorgeous looking jet. So glad they're finally coming to the game. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this very, very quick overview of the Jaguars coming with this update. Let me know in the comments below which one you're going to be playing with the update which is coming. But anyway, until the next one, please like, comment, share, all that good stuff, guys, and I'll catch you on the next one sometime soon. Bye!